Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Globetrotter Sarkar. I am here in Glenwood Springs. As you know, in my previous video I mentioned I am visiting my sister and her husband in Denver, Colorado, and we planned out a trip here at the Glenwood Springs. So today is a beautiful morning, Saturday, the 25th of September, and we are going to enjoy the town of Glenwood Springs. So behind me in the background you can see the Rocky Mountains. These are the famous mountains in Colorado. Ask anybody, they'll tell you yes, they have heard of Rocky Mountains but never had an opportunity to visit it. So here we are watching the famous Rocky Mountains in Colorado. So it is a huge stretch of mountains, and this beautiful small mountain town of Colorado Springs, the Glenwood Springs, is surrounded by the Rocky Mountains that you can see in the 360-degree view that I am showing you. So now you can tell everybody that, hey, I don't know whether you have seen the Rocky Mountains or not, but I have. Yes, I have seen the Rocky Mountains here in Colorado. So today the plan is, after having a good breakfast, we are going to explore the Glenwood Springs, and also we plan to go to Aspen, which is a touristy place here in Colorado, and many Hollywood film stars like Tom Cruise, they have their condo or a place, a home here in Aspen. So Aspen is pretty famous among the Hollywood stars, and they say as you are walking through the town of Aspen, you are going to see or meet some of your well-known Hollywood stars like Tom Cruise. So you never know, we might see Tom Cruise in Aspen today. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, so now I'm going to take you for a tour, a walking tour to the downtown area here in Glenwood Springs. Some of the good attractions here are the hot water springs, and they have beautiful landscape. There's flowers here, all greenery. So even though it's a mountain town, they have well maintained it, and you can see these old houses. There are a lot of good hotels. So basically what you got to do is, if you are in Denver, you take the Amtrak train that runs from Union Station at Denver downtown in Colorado, and book a train ticket to Glenwood Springs through the California Zephyr. The advantage is, on your way you can see the Rocky Mountain, because the train climbs through these Rocky Mountains, which you can see in the background. So we are currently 10,000 feet above the sea level inside a small town in the Rocky Mountains, and that is Glenwood Springs, the town of Glenwood Springs. So for all my Indian friends who have origin from India, This is like a town in Mussoorie, Shimla, in the Himalayas, in the northern part of India. So it kind of feels like that. The weather is good. It's not too hot, not too cold. But when it is winter time, this whole area is covered with snow. So people do come here for skiing at the Glenwood Springs or Aspen area. So there is a ski resort and people come here, spend a day doing skiing activities. And currently it's the fall time, so you can see the various fall colors here at Denver, Boulder, Glenwood Springs, Aspen. So you can see the Rocky Mountain behind me in the background is covered with fall colors, and during winter the same Rocky Mountain is covered with snow. And remember, we are 10,000 feet, approximately 10,000 feet above the sea level. So the oxygen concentration here is low. Therefore, many elderly people or people who are suffering from COPD, that is chronic obstructive lung disease or pulmonary disease like asthma, chronic bronchitis, bronchiectasis, or if you have any kind of lung infection, then it is advisable for them not to climb up to the mountainous areas because oxygen concentration is low. But if you are young and healthy and you can walk a lot in good shape, then that should not be a problem for you. And you will truly enjoy Glenwood Springs, Aspen, Edgewood, and other mountainous areas. So as you can see here, this is a place that you can rent the bike, and people do biking. There's a lot of hiking activities, hiking trails in the mountains. So you can rent a bike and enjoy the whole day. So as I was mentioning, since the oxygen concentration is low, you got to be in good physical shape so as to participate in walking, jogging, hiking, mountain biking, and other activities. Because if you're compromised on your lung function, then at the sea level, when you walk for 1 mile at the mountains, it is equivalent to walking 2 miles or having to have your lungs exert more because the oxygen concentration is low here compared to the sea level. So in the background you can see the beautiful Rocky Mountains, and I'm enjoying it. I walk on a regular basis, go to Zumba classes and the gym despite my busy work schedule. So frankly speaking, I'm not having any breathlessness or any other lung problems or issues currently. But if you ask me to jog and run across the mountain slope here, that could be a problem. I might eventually be breathless, but so far so good. So the train station, the Union Station Amtrak train that brings you from Denver, Colorado to the Glenwood Springs is close by. It is in a walking distance. You can also come here by car. So there is a very good road built across the Rocky Mountains that brings you from Denver, Colorado to the Glenwood Springs. We are above approximately 10,000 feet above the sea level. And the road is kind of curvy. So make sure you drive slowly. However, we decided to take the train from the Union Station. And then, as I mentioned, that all hotels are located pretty close by in the walking distance of the Amtrak Union Station. However, we decided to rent a car because the plan is to go to Aspen from here after staying one day in Glenwood Springs. And I promise when we go to Aspen, I am going to make a fabulous video for all of you because you are my YouTube family and I like to share my travel blogs with you. So stay tuned for that. Right now I'm showing you the Rocky Mountains and the town of Glenwood Springs. So this is the city view. It's a small city, just two lanes on the roads. People are very friendly. The cost of living is high here. And since the pandemic has hit globally, the town is suffering as a result of less economy that comes from the tourists like you and me. There are many hotels like Hotel Colorado. There is Denver Hotel. Apart from that, there's Hampton Inn. There is a lot of small hotels, the Best Western. So when you're booking a hotel, make sure you try to book well in advance because now that the weather is good, people like to come here to see the fall colors and do mountain hiking and biking and other activities that Glenwood Springs has to offer. And of course, not to mention, there is this town of Aspen where Hollywood stars come and you might get lucky spotting a few of them. And again, in the background is the Rocky Mountains and the beautiful fall colors. You can see the change in leaves as the temperature changes from summer, hot summer to the fall temperature. So the leaf colors also change accordingly from the green to yellow, yellowish orange or brown, and you can see the beautiful changing fall colors, which is more prominent in the northeast side and also in the Midwest, Denver, Colorado, Utah, and other places, Arizona, Nevada. So I am truly enjoying this walking experience and sharing my travel video with you all because you are my YouTube family. I have many followers who like to travel with me to adventurous locations, nice destinations, touristy places that I take you along with me. And of course, since this is the pandemic going on, we have to enjoy the virtual travel. And this is the bridge that connects the Union Station to Glenwood Springs downtown, where all the hotels are located. So people often take the train from Denver to Glenwood Springs. They get down here and they walk to the hotel so that they do not have to take a cab, and they can do the rental car from next day onwards. So there is also a pool, and this is where the hot springs is located. So you can get a day pass, and that's what I plan to do. I want to go there probably tomorrow or day after. I'll take a day pass for $33 approximately. So even if you do not plan to stay in the hot springs for one whole day and you are there just for a couple of hours, you still have to take the day pass, and then you can enjoy this hot springs, which is rich in sulfur, mineral content, and is good for some of the skin conditions like psoriasis, freckles. Sometimes we girls have some freckles in various parts of the body due to the sun and extreme climatic conditions. I went to the beach recently in Hawaii, so I'm noticing some freckles, sunburn. All of that gets cured here in the hot springs because the water has some sulfur content, mineral contents, and some healing powers that is good for your skin. That is why people like to come here in hot springs and stay there for a couple of hours. So if you have the opportunity to come here in the Glenwood Springs amidst these Rocky Mountains, then make sure that you do come here in the hot springs. You got to rent a hotel and stay overnight or for a couple of days. You can come here over the weekend and enjoy the hot springs here in Glenwood Springs in Colorado. This is a perfect time because the weather here is not too hot, not too cold, and it is surrounded by mountains all around me. You can see I'm giving you a 360-degree view of the famous Rocky Mountain of Colorado that you must have read about or heard about in the media, in your school, college. Yes, that is the same Rocky Mountains in the state of Colorado. Have a good look. We are surrounded by mountains, the Rocky Mountains, all around. And here is the hot springs, rich in sulfur mineral content, which is good for your skin. And girls like to take care of their skin, look good, feel good, and make sure you spend a couple of hours here in the hot springs for enjoying the healing powers that the water has to offer. Well, I still have not developed any breathlessness or mountain sickness, even though we are 10,000 feet above the sea level. And also you can see the highway. This is the 70 interstate. So the highway is right here. And if you decide not to take the train, you can always drive and come here to the Glenwood Springs from Denver or Boulder. And the highway is very well maintained. You can see lots of cars coming and going across the highway in this beautiful mountain town of Glenwood Springs. And again, this is a bridge that connects the train station, Union Station, to your hotel, which is located in downtown area. And if you do like my travel videos, then subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, because your comments, your likes, it tends to motivate me to make many such travel videos. And the number of likes, it gives me a positive attitude and motivation to make such videos for my YouTube family. So close to the highway, you can also see the Colorado River as we pass through the bridge. So this is such a fabulous place wherein you see the roadways, wherein you can see the cars passing. You see the mountains in the background, the Rocky Mountain. You also see the Colorado River in the background that is going in parallel with the road, the 70, Interstate 70. So you have a little bit of everything that you want to explore while you are here in Glenwood Springs in the state of Colorado. So the dining options, while you are here in hotel, try to book a hotel that has free breakfast in the morning, so that you don't have to go hunting for breakfast, coffee and other things. And then for lunch and dinner, there are some good eat out places right here close to the Union Station. There is Riviera Club and some sandwich places. There is a hotel known as Local where you get some breakfast. And there is also a ropeway that takes you on top of the Colorado, the Rocky Mountain in the Colorado. So in the background you can see that there is some ropeway. I don't know whether it's visible or not, but that ropeway can take you up the hill so that you get a better view. And people also do some hiking over there on top of the hill summit. Luckily, it's a very good day out. The sun is bright and it's not snowing, it's not raining. So we are lucky to have a good weather, and you know that matters a lot because if the weather is good, you are motivated to go out, walk, jog, and basically enjoy your vacation. On the other hand, if the weather is bad, then it's a vacation spoiler. It ruins your vacation. So luckily, by God's grace, we have such a beautiful weather, and can't believe I'm here amidst this beautiful mountain, the Rocky Mountains around me. So this is the beautiful town of Glenwood Springs, surrounded by the Rocky Mountains, and I'm giving you a 360-degree view. So enjoy this scenic view, and someday when you plan a vacation here in Denver, Boulder, then you can rent a car and drive, or